Do you think that's what sets it apart from a lot of other horror? Is that obviously it's got the blood and the gore and the trash, but I mean, you know, the message of once you see death up close, you know what the value of life is. Is that in part, do you think, what accounts for its popularity? That there is a message and a bit of a morality tale at play here?
Just my humble opinion is that it's clever. It's maintained the standard of cleverness, so the audience respects it. And when people are in these traps, it's not blood for blood's sake or gore for gore's sake. There's a reason that they're in there, and I think that's why it's sustained. But you know, I really believe in that. It's not just chopping up people just because it looks like it's bloody.
Yeah. Now, Costas, totally unrelated question. Some Saw fans may know, maybe some of the female Saw fans, that you were in an episode of Sex and the City. And I know that's a big thing for some of your female fans. Would Hoffman get along with your character from Sex and the City? And I understand you might have a story from that.
The problem with both characters is that they don't get laid. I'm the only guy that never got laid in Sex and the City, and I haven't been laid on this movie either. Thanks, Dan.
That's a tough line. Any other audience questions at this point? Go here and then here.
I've got a question for Betsy Russell. I grew up with your films. City TV here showed them nonstop in the 80s. And then my question is, where have you been all this time? I saw the Saw movie, and then I just fell off my seat when I saw your credit there, and it looked like you had just stepped out of your 80s movies. You looked exactly the same.
Thank you.
And how did you get involved in them?
Okay, where I've been actually was raising my two boys, who are now 17 and 14. I took some time off, and I was dating Mark Berg, the producer, and he wanted me to go to work. He said, "What are you doing? Just raising these kids, they're getting big, do something." And I said, "I'm an actress, I want to act." And he came home one day and he said, "You know, there's this 3-second role in Saw. Actually, there's 2 parts. There's one to play a nurse, and there's one, some sort of a love interest, possibly for Jigsaw." And I said, "Gee, that's a tough question, I'll take it." So I went and did my little 3-second role, and then thanks to Marcus and Patrick, they wrote me this amazing role in Saw 4 that Mark had nothing to do with, of course, neither did Dan. But so I really owe them my career back. I'm really so excited to be acting again, and you know, it's really a blessing, and it's been amazing, and I'm having a great time with my fans who know me from the Saw movies and from the 80s. So it's really fun, especially now that the 80s are kind of hip and cool. I feel like I'm kind of hip and cool too. So it's all good. My kids don't think I am at all. They want to like push me down.
Your kids are wrong.
My kids think I'm so uncool, and when their friends think I'm cool, it's even worse. Don't talk to that woman over there.
Have they seen Tomboy?
They tell me they've seen nothing, and they don't want to see anything, and they're leaving it at that. They're boys, you know.
They'll come around in a few years. Yeah.
Thank you.
You.
I was just wondering, for everyone, what's your most challenging part, like just day to day going to work, and also what's your most rewarding part, like from working on the series as a whole, like the most challenging part of your job and the most rewarding part of your job.
Let Dan go first.
And they're in the middle of shooting right now, so it'll be a very honest answer. Right?
Yes, having to come to work and see him every day.
My most challenging part every year is saying goodbye to everybody, because it's like we're a family, and it's been really, really great for the last 5 years to be involved with all of these amazing people. And you know, the producers, Dan especially, he's been here for 7 years basically, and he's done such an incredible job of putting this great crew together. And the set is just, it's so well run. I mean, I feel like I'm making, you know, I feel like I'm the biggest movie star in the world because they just treat us that way. So it's just a great crew, it's a great set, and I think for the most part, we're all really, really happy, right, Costas?
The best part of my day is annoying Dan when I go to his office and really cracking a lot of jokes with the crew. The crew's got a great sense of humor, and they're all good at what they do, which we see on the screen, and that's the best part of it.
And a lot of the crew seem to have been there since either the very beginning or close to the beginning. So it is this family vibe, I guess, on set. Kind of like the Manson family, I guess.
It's a bit of a dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
They're very dysfunctional.
Any other questions out there? Yeah, again.
There was a small little 6-minute Saw film. I think there was like some people call it Saw Point 5 or something. Was that a pitch for the producers, or was that just something for those fans to sample?
Well, if you're talking about the original short, I think, John, it's on the DVD for Saw 1, isn't it, as bonus material? James Wan and Leigh Whannell, who created Saw, are from Australia, and they wrote together the original script while they were in film school in Melbourne. And they took the scene, the jaw trap scene actually, and combined it with the scene in the police station being interviewed by the police. And Lee played the person with the jaw trap on. And they made a short film that was 5 minutes, however many minutes long. And they did it with their buddies in film school. And they then took that short, and they took the script and came to Los Angeles to try to get the project made. And it was in one of their very first meetings that they ran into Greg Hoffman, who was one of our producers. And Greg brought it to Mark and Oren, and the guys put up the funding for the movie, and we went ahead and made it with James directing it and Lee acting in it. We put together this little ragtag crew of misfits in Los Angeles and shot for 18 days and made the first Saw film. But it was that short film that they made in film school that was the big sales tool for getting the movie originally made.
Well, keeping in terms of the beginning of the franchise there, after the first film was made, you know, I'm sure any film you work on, you put your blood, sweat, and tears in it, which Saw, I guess it's mostly blood. But after the first film came out and broke, what was your reaction? I mean, I'm sure you were hoping that it would be a hit, but what was your reaction when you began to see that the response from fans was something really different?
Well, we were all amazed at the success of Saw. It was a year, basically, almost a full year from the time we finished shooting it to the time it came out in the theaters, during which time it went through various test screenings and marketing and so forth. And I think it, at several times, came close to only going out as a DVD, not in the theaters. And Lionsgate believed in it, and it came out in the theaters. And I remember early conversations where we were like, yeah, you know, if it makes $10 million, that'd be fantastic. And it came out and was this huge success. And then literally we got the phone call. It came out on a Friday, and we got the phone call on the Monday. We'll make Saw 2. And
Okay.
I've been doing it ever since.
Awesome. Yes?
I've got an obvious question that leads to another. How many do you see going on? Like, how many are in the future? And given that the past is so tied with the present with each film, like, what kind of commitment as an annual, gig?
Did everybody hear that at the back? How many will we likely see?
Because obviously you have to commit. Each year there's going to be another one, and the flashbacks are being, they don't seem to be old, but it just seems to be new, tied in. So
It's a good question, and I don't have the answer to it. I think right now we're trying to make the very best movie we can in Saw 7. And if that leads to a Saw 8, then that'll be great. And, if at the end of October when Saw 7 comes out in the theater, if that Friday the movie does really, really well, I suspect there may very well be that phone call, go back and put it back together again. Do another one.
But the video, even if the box office isn't as big, the video still.
That's a marketing question. It's a Lionsgate question. It's at this point in time, I honestly don't know. I know that as long as people want us to make Saw, we hope to be making Saw, and I hope that goes on for a long time. We'll find out in October.
I think we want to have you keep making them, am I right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No